Welcome, my friends. Welcome to Touching the Edge. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being part of this family of humanity, this healing circle. And I want to suggest to you that this healing circle, this family of humanity, is really recognizing that we all share a heart. Yes, we all have a heart that's specific to us, an energetic heart. When you draw a circle and you draw a dot right in the middle of that circle is the heart of the circle, and that's you. You are the heart of your own life. Healing the human heart is recognizing that on some level, your relationship to the heart is your relationship to all of humanity. It's your responsibility. Your ability to respond to what is, not to react, but to be responsive. And so in this ability to respond, in this adventure of what it means to be human, we find the opportunity to come to a rebirth, a release. And one of the things I want to suggest that we want to find a release in the midst of is in the experience of loneliness. Excuse me. Loneliness is a very, very bone-deep sort of tiredness. And it feels bone deep in its experience because it's not just describing what is. In fact, it really, in many ways, isn't describing what is. It's describing the past and our history with loneliness, but also our prediction on some level of the future that we're not going to feel an end to it, that somehow we're always going to be lonely. But I want to encourage you to recognize that this experience of loneliness is your opportunity. It connects you to your past. Your experience of loneliness right now connects all the way back to the history of your life, to the very beginning when you first felt that sense of loneliness. In many ways, I describe it as a giraffe born into a pride of lions. You know, one of the most lonely states is when you feel lonely in your own family or lonely in a crowd. But I want to encourage you to recognize that this loneliness, this feeling of abandonment, the best way that we can shift it is by not abandoning ourselves, by really recognizing our own need to validate our own experience and to recognize that we're going to be here for ourselves, that we don't have to be ourselves, that we're getting to be ourselves, and we don't have to be part of humanity. We're getting the opportunity to heal the heart of humanity by healing our own relationship to loneliness. So be part of these sorts of healing circles. Tell us about your experience of loneliness. Do you find it to be evocative when I bring up loneliness and I bring up the first time that you experience it? Does something come up? We want to recognize that this loneliness is a memory state. But if we learn how to get really, really present, we become resilient and loneliness dissipates. We end up finding that this experience of loneliness that we experience is such a trial. It's actually your statement that can make a difference in other people's lives. So let's explore loneliness together and its relationship to healing. Because when we shift loneliness, we shift our experience of the entirety. I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to ask you to listen carefully. Here we go. The feeling of loneliness is a deep feeling of not feeling welcome. But when we step into radical acceptance, when we step into positive indifference, we find this acceptance opens the door for us to feel welcome. I bring my hands into prayer position and I bow to you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste.